Welcome back, everyone. We're diving into Kung Fu Panda 4 today.
Yeah.
And we're using a review from Movie K Ticket to guide us.
Okay.
We're going to go beyond, the typical thumbs up or thumbs down
Right.
and really kind of unpack what makes this movie tick.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's what we do best here.
So one thing that jumped out at me from the review was Poe's evolution in this film.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like he's moving beyond just being the dragon warrior
Yeah.
into more of a mentor or teacher kind of a role.
That's right.
It's an interesting transition to see him making.
It is. It is.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, he's no longer just the dragon warrior, right?
Yeah.
He's becoming a spiritual leader.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes with a whole new set of challenges,
Yeah.
It's about guiding others, inspiring them,
Yeah.
preparing them for the future.
It makes me think about times where I've maybe been thrust into a leadership role
Uh-huh.
when I wasn't quite expecting it.
Oh, sure.
Have you ever had that experience?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, even just taking on, a new project at work
Yeah.
or leading a team for the first time. Like, there's always that moment where you realize,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not just responsible for myself anymore.
Right.
I've got to help other people succeed too.
And in this film, it seems like Poe's really grappling with that
Oh,
idea of succession, like how
Yeah.
to choose someone to carry on his legacy.
exactly. And that's something that every leader has to face at some point, right?
Yeah.
From seasoned CEOs to parents preparing their children for the world.
Yeah.
How do you choose someone who will embody your values
Right.
and continue your work? And how do you let go,
Uh-huh.
trusting them to find their own path?
It's a tough question for sure.
It is a tough question.
And it sounds like that's something that the movie really delves into.
Yeah.
So speaking of challenges, let's talk about this new villain, the Chameleon.
Oh, yeah.
He sounds pretty intense.
He does.
This whole thing of mimicking Kung Fu styles.
Right.
It's like he's turning the Furious Five's strengths against them.
Exactly. And that's what makes him so chilling.
Mm-hmm.
He embodies this fear that a lot of leaders have.
Right.
The fear of their legacy being distorted or misunderstood.
Right.
It's like all the things you've built up,
Yeah.
all the good you've tried to do
Right.
can be twisted and used against you.
It's a scary thought.
It is. It is.
The review described him as chilling and calculated.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that makes him a more effective villain than, say, Tai Lung or Shen?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tai Lung and Shin were both very powerful
Mhm.
and driven by anger and revenge.
Right.
But the Chameleon,
Yeah.
he's different.
Yeah.
He's methodical.
Right.
He's strategic.
Mhm.
He creates this different kind of tension,
Yeah.
one that plays on both physical and psychological fears. He's not just a brute force antagonist.
Right.
He's a threat to everything the Furious Five and Poe stand for. And he's smart about it.
So amidst all this intensity and darkness,
Yeah.
we've got a new character, Zim,
Yes.
who's described as a fox bandit
Mm-hmm.
with a dual personality.
Right.
Now, I'm sensing some serious comedic potential there.
Oh, yeah.
But the whole dual personality thing, isn't that kind of a cliche?
It can be. It can be.
So how do you think Kung Fu Panda 4 might make that feel fresh and interesting?
Well, I think the key lies in how they connect Zen's duality to Poe's leadership journey.
Right.
It could be a way to explore the internal conflicts of leadership.
Yeah.
The balance between light and shadow, control and chaos, logic and intuition,
Yeah.
all those things that a leader has to juggle.
So Zen might be more than just comic relief then.
Exactly.
Their evolution from this unlikely ally to a key hero,
Right.
as the reviews suggest,
Mm-hmm.
could actually be a reflection of Poe's own internal growth.
Yeah, it's a classic storytelling technique, right? Using external conflict to mirror internal struggle.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, the animation.
Oh, yes.
DreamWorks is known for their stunning visuals.
Always, always.
And it sounds like they've outdone themselves again with this film.
From what I've seen.
But what really caught my eye in the review was the mention of a Tenacious D cover of Baby One More Time
Oh, yes.
in the end credits.
That's a bold choice.
Right? Like, that seems so jarring and unexpected.
It does.
But the review mentioned it actually stuck with them.
Yeah.
So do you think it feels out of place?
It's hard to say without seeing it in context.
Yeah.
It could be a playful nod to pop culture, a
Yeah.
way to break the tension,
Right.
or even a subtle commentary on the unexpected turns life can take.
Right.
But what's important is how it landed with the audience.
Yeah.
Did it feel authentic to the film's tone, or did it feel forced?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it makes me think about the overall reception of the film. The review mentioned mixed critical reviews, but strong box office numbers.
Right.
So what do you make of that?
Well, it suggests a disconnect between critical analysis
Yeah.
and audience enjoyment. Perhaps critics found the plot predictable,
Right?
but audiences were drawn to the familiar comfort
Yeah.
and humor of the franchise.
It seems like even in a lighthearted film like Kung Fu Panda 4, there are still deeper layers to explore
Absolutely.
and questions to ponder.
Yeah.
So I got to ask,
Okay.
if you were in Poe's Pause choosing a successor,
Yeah.
what qualities would you prioritize?
Ooh, that's a good one.
What makes a great leader,
Mm-hmm.
both in the Kung Fu Panda world
Yeah.
and in our own?
Wow. That's something to really think about.
It is. It is.
You know what makes someone ready to carry on a legacy?
Right.
To inspire others to face challenges with courage and wisdom?
That's a fantastic question to leave our listeners with.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for more movie insights, don't forget to check out the Movie Ticket app.
Yeah, great
You
app.
can find reviews, trailers, all sorts of cinematic goodies there.
It's a one-stop shop for movie lovers.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Kung Fu Panda 4.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.
All right. Bye.
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 Bye.